Hey, hello. This is Kendama Jendale and the fake news. It is Wednesday, March 8th, 2017. Yesterday, or earlier today, depending on how much of a pedant you are, WikiLeaks released Vault 7, which is it's a CIA, it's a list of CIA hacking tools. So this was the release. They released it as a encrypted torrent file initially. And the passphrase was "splinter it into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the winds," which was the phrase JFK used to describe the CIA. He said he was going to destroy the CIA. He was going to splinter it into a blah 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 blah. So that seems to be what WikiLeaks is trying to do. So let's just go through this really quick. This is they talk about uh, basically there's a checkbox so they can spy on their own assets. Asset asset is a term for a CIA somebody who they're getting intelligence from. Um, so WikiLeaks is claiming the reason that they are releasing Vault 7 is because this is circulating among people who don't have clearance. And one of the reasons that this exists, right, it's not classified information. Because if classified information was infecting computers that weren't legally set to handle classified information, that would be a breach of classified procedure. But because it's a US government produced thing, they also can't copyright it. So these hacks are actually all public domain, which is kind of amazing. Um, CIA steals other groups and malware facilitating false flag attacks. So they're saying that, I mean, the entire Russian narrative was based on this idea that the malware payload is similar, that the DNC malware payload was the same as known Russian groups. So this is basically showing that the CIA has a policy to mimic the payload of various other state actors, including the Russian Federation. I think some people are misinterpreting this. I think they're maybe trying to suggest that the CIA staged a false flag. While that's possible, it seems less likely to me than the DNC just got hacked or leaked, and then as a response, the CIA went ahead and installed the malware payload onto the DNC servers so that Russia could get blamed, so that the DNC could retaliate and open an investigation on Trump into Russia, which would then authorize them to spy on him. Okay, moving on. CIA's secret hacking division produced a huge amount of weaponized malware to infest iPhone and Android phones. Lost control of it. Okay, so this is a big one. Basically, the CIA malware it makes encrypted chat um, not good. You can't use encrypted chat. Here down in the comments, they're saying you could go to old phones, but no, that's dumb. I mean, if you're sending SMS over a telecom, the telecom's going to read everything you send. Basically, the only way to send things securely is in person. If you really need to send things securely, don't send it over the internet. Um, use Tor, use Tails. I mean, you got to use operational security. You can't just rely on encryption and imagine that encryption's a magical thing that will give you security. You have to have operational security, otherwise you will not succeed. So here's the page of some of the iPhone, iOS exploits. It's worth noticing these say purchased by NSA, shared with CIA, etc. So literally the government is purchasing exploits. Similar thing for Android. They have many, many, many exploits, many, many, many 0 days. It's kind of mind blowing. I don't know. I have so many of this page um, on how many they have. So this is the GIF. The CIA used this GIF to describe how much Obama was paying them. So that's good. Uh, the CIA can turn on microphones on Samsung smart TVs and listen to everything you say. There's been some contention about like smart TVs in general and Samsung ones, but this is basically proof that the CIA is trying to do this. The program is called Weeping Angel, which is named after the Doctor Who villain. Um, Snowden comments that this is the first public evidence that the U.S. government is paying for exploits. This whole leak definitely makes Snowden look like either a CIA agent or a CIA asset. Um, it definitely makes the whole, like, because he was a former CIA agent, right? That's something we know. The question is he still a CIA agent? So when he goes to the NSA, right, and he exposes everything, and there's this huge debate about we need human intelligence, not signals intelligence, and human intelligence is what the CIA provides, and signals intelligence is what the NSA provides. That definitely benefits the NSA, and it definitely lends credence to this idea that Snowden was a limited hangout. Um, and just finally seeing the other side of things, seeing the CIA's level of sophistication and what they're doing, lends credence to that fact, or to that theory. So this is a turns out there's a secret CIA hacking base hidden in the U.S. consulate in Germany. There's all sorts of instructions for agents here. Most people who are into this know that the consulates are used as hacking bases and as signals intelligence bases. I think it's Trevor Paglen did a lot of good work in this regard, but I haven't watched these videos. Basically, people have noticed that the embassies are equipped for signals intelligence. They have satellites. They have windows that are permeable to radio frequencies. They're set in locations where they can do good signals intelligence, etc., etc., etc. The CIA had ability to hack smartphones and TVs worldwide from makers, despite Obama pledged to reveal. So after Snowden, Obama made the NSA and intelligence agencies say that they would release 0 days. That was a thing, and obviously the CIA has not been releasing 0 days. So they lied. Big surprise. I mean, no one is surprised at that. This is a video. This is a video of Michael Hayden. Basically saying these young Americans don't have the same sense of loyalty, and blaming millennials. I think it's pretty funny. It's worth watching. I think it probably has less to do with being a millennial and more to do with growing up on the internet and realizing that people like Michael Hayden tell a lot of lies. They tell a lot of lies in the service of their country. Okay, this is a CIA organizational chart that WikiLeaks started to put together. It's pretty nice for trying to go through these leaks. A lot of the leaks have references to some of these, and it's tough to tell what they do just from the leaks. Um, Very useful. CIA hoarded 0 days attack, 0 days attack, 0 days, 0 day attacks. There we go. Crowdsource find in Vault 7 discovers CIA tool to make Android phones bulk spy on Wi-Fi networks around them. So this is one of the things Google was, under a lot of controversy for spying on Wi-Fi networks. It's really useful to spy on Wi-Fi networks because if you have a database of where Wi-Fi networks are, you can actually identify location based on what Wi-Fi networks the phone can see. Google did this with Google Maps for some time and has been for probably 10 years now. But that's a good one. Telegram released a statement basically saying we can't do anything about the year zero hacks. Apple, Google, or Samsung have to fix it themselves, which is true. It's not inaccurate. If the operating system is compromised, none of the software on the operating system is going to be secure, and the operating system is very, very compromised. CIA classifies hacking document to avoid law enforcement attributing CIA attacks to the CIA. So, I mean, we know that the CIA classifies stuff so that nobody finds it, but this is just a proof. CIA hackers brag about having the dankest Trojans. Um, Former CIA boss. Oh, we've seen this one. Glenn Greenwald. There's no such thing as a deep state, Michael Hayden said. Just a permanent government. So that's fine. That's cool. Nice work, democracy. Vault 7 reveals that internet routers from U.S. company Cisco are one of the top targets for CIA malware infestation. This is important. Internet routers are the biggest target for a reason, because you can completely, if you control the routers, you can control the internet. You control basically everything. You have internal networks, and you have you are routers are the point that bridge. They create the internal network, and they also allow the internal network to access the external internet. So if you control a router, you can censor information off the internet. You can perform man-in-the-middle attacks. You can replace web pages with fake web pages that you wrote in order to censor information. And you can do this for either a small or a large group of people, which is a really, really powerful form of censorship that it barely got any play during the Snowden releases. I'm glad to see it's getting play now. Um, Okay, that's it for today. I'm exhausted. I worked a double shift today. I just wanted to get this out and get this covered while it was easy. I'm going to get some sleep. Tomorrow we'll go through some of my original research, some other people's original research. Uh, yeah, it'll be fun. All right, thanks for watching.